Following program is sponsored by Tropical Acres Steakhouse.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the flim flam sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa on the side.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another week of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, coming to you live on the South Florida Live streaming networks on Facebook and YouTube, and also on the simulcast on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. I think we're heading towards 109,000 already. I can't even keep up. It seems like it's grown just too fast, too much. And here we are. It's a Monday. It's Juneteenth, a federal holiday. But we are working today because we just had Memorial Day, and we are going to be taking off July 4th, part of that week. So we are going to work on Juneteenth today, but we are paying mad respect to, what it stands for. And Defo, do we know what it stands for? How are you today? And Lubie, too.
Good, yeah. I mean, an historical occasion there that we should be recognizing. And I guess I didn't realize that it had been a national holiday as long as it has been, because the institution of it as a federal holiday came just after 9/11, Lubie tells me, sometime, 2002?
2021, 2000.
No.
21. Oh, okay.
21. No, it's very recent. It didn't become a thing, a federal holiday. Obviously, it's been a important occasion on the calendar for a long time, ever since that day. I believe it was Texas that the Emancipation Proclamation came in, I should know this stuff, right? Like 1863 or 5, but not all the slaves freed all the states. Not all the states freed. I am messed up today, by the way, because I am just
You're bilingual at this point.
The birthday drinking and eating and debauchery was way too much, and it's going to continue today. But anyway, all the states did not recognize the emancipated slaves right away. And I believe Juneteenth recognizes the last state to do so, which was Texas. And was that in 1865? So it was June 19th, 1865. And I guess a day of celebrating, the day where we finally recognize that all men really should be created equal, although women didn't get the right to vote. And obviously, blacks didn't get the full civil rights for a while longer, and it's still a work in progress for some people in this country. And I think this is a good day to reflect on that. So it is now a federal holiday. Joe Biden signed it into law as a federal holiday in 2021, as Lubie correctly notes. And it's a bank holiday. I think the stock market is closed. I believe, there's all the federal offices and no mail today. So it is on the calendar. And we recognize, all the, the past. I'm just not even. Somebody's bail me out here, guys. But it's good. I guess we can mark the occasion by eating anything that you want. Right, or something.
There you go.
For yourself, for your
strong intro there, Mike Mayo. How are
you? Well, you know what? It really is.
That wasn't exactly. It sounded like Mr. Tideman's social studies class there, where nobody knew what the heck he would ask a question. Go around the room, 30 people would give the wrong answer.
I'm all disorganized. I'm out of sorts. Since my daughter's out of school, I used to be on a very tightly regimented schedule that began early in the morning with me waking up and making coffee and making things for her, and then I would have my list for the day. Now it's a little bit more amorphous, but I am getting things going. And besides being Juneteenth, believe it or not, Defo and Lubie, it's also National Martini Day. And
is that right? Wow, that's a good day.
And it already sounds like I've had several, but I have not. I'm actually stone cold sober at this point, which might.
You got to go straight to Tropical Acres and have a couple of martinis tonight during happy hour.
Look what I got right here, and I'm, some of these silly food holidays I'm not on board with, but National Martini Day, shaken, not stirred.
All right, now you're talking.
Here we go. Let's see if
Although after that opening segment there, I'm not sure that a martini is going to help the show.
I think you could only go up one way from here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not. I forgot to get my olives out. This is how disorganized I am today. But gentlemen, here's to everybody today.
All right, very nice. Straight up. Very good, Mike Mayo. I like that.
There you go.
I've been pouring a new um, vodka lately that was recommended to me by somebody, the people at Primo Liquors, our friends over at Primo's that we used to do some work with. But this one, I've gone through Tito's. I don't like the way Tito's tastes anymore. That's the American corn vodka. I've always been a Kettle One fan. That's a Holland Dutch. I think that's made from wheat. This is called Reyka. Reyka. It's from Iceland, and it's very smooth and very reasonable. Too smooth and too reasonable. So, mm, tasty. Okay, so salud l'chaim, everybody. Happy Juneteenth and happy National Martini Day. Defo, I understand you had what happened this weekend. I'm a little bit concerned about you. Was it the new diet that you're like Dr. Atkins? You got dizzy and you just kind of hit the
No,
fan?
I think it was a combination, perfect storm of not necessarily errors, but conditions. It's not the first time. It's the second time it's happened to me. The first time, though, I actually went down goes Frazier on this thing, and yeah, I had not eaten yet. I was saving my appetite for the barbecue I was attending. I had already walked my 4 miles in the schwitzing humidity when the rain had cleared out. I had taken my customary couple of beers after this because I was also in a celebratory mood. That it was Father's Day. And I was actually sipping a wine while at the location there in my son's backyard. It was about 100 degrees in the sun. And I get up. I had changed too. Unfortunately, I had taken blood pressure medication at a different time than I usually do the day before, and then did my usual morning dose that morning. So that could have contributed to it because the condition supposedly stems from having really low blood pressure, dehydration, heat. All of these things contribute. So I stand up and literally, my son thought I was coming over to the grill like in an awkward fashion just to give him a hug, and I went down. I blacked out for a split second.
That's
Um,
scary. That is scary stuff. And this was,
well,
yeah.
it is frightening. Like I said, it happened to me once before, about maybe a year or so ago. Same kind of situation. Very hot. Got up out of a chair and blacked out for a second, but quickly regained consciousness and was fine. And this, I think it's called syncope, the syndrome. And I fell down, and as soon as I hit the ground, I was fine. But everybody naturally was concerned as I stumbled into the grill there and nearly knocked everybody's barbecue
Wow.
off. But yeah, I'm okay. And
All right.
a second later, I was fine. Yeah.
This is good. I mean, it's not a diabetes blood sugar type thing or anything.
I
like that.
believe
It's
it's
just
related
blood
to
pressure.
low blood pressure, dehydration, heat.
Okay.
All of these factors factor into it.
And
I didn't get up quickly, but by getting up, I guess you're not getting oxygen or blood to the brain for a split second, and out I went. So yeah, it was
but
a
you
little
didn't
crazy.
you
Yeah.
didn't hit your head. There was no concussion
I
protocol.
got
There's nothing
scraped
like
up a
this.
little bit,
Mm.
but I didn't hit my head, which was good.
Well, I mean, I hate to be like the hypochondriac or the
You would have been straight to the emergency room.
armchair
Yeah.
doctor or anything like this, but when you had several episodes
No,
of
it's
like
a second
passing,
one, about well over a year apart.
did you talk to your doctor about this?
I did not. It was yesterday, so I mean today's
The first one I'm talking about last year.
No, because nothing really. It just was a split second, and
Here we go. I would really recommend telling your doctor, and he might order.
well, yeah, I have some appointments coming up for my annual checkups and stuff.
Right.
So I definitely will.
We're all grown
ask
ups
about
here,
this. Yeah,
but
yeah.
I worry about you, Defo, and I am also a neurotic Jew from Brooklyn, and my last name is Mayo, so I pretend to have a clinic and sometimes give medical advice that I am
Yeah.
nowhere near qualified to give. But my mom had an unexplained fainting episode about 5 or 6 years ago, and she went to her doctor. Actually, cardiologist recommended, to just put her on a heart monitor for a couple of weeks just to see what was going on in terms of why a blood pressure would suddenly crash? Was there any other kind of issue relating to her heart? So all I'm going to say is I would tell your doctor, and then just see what he recommends. And that you mentioned that it's the second episode. This is a
No, I
little-
definitely will. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'll address that. I think about a week from now, I have a bunch of appointments related to annual physicals, blood work, and all of that. So when that occurs, I'll let them know that this happened.
Now, this only happened 2 times when you're getting up like a sudden
Both times, same kind
boost.
of thing.
Yeah, okay.
Same kind of thing.
Because the thing that we get scared of, especially on the roadways here in Florida, is when something like this happens when
You
you're
don't want to
behind the
pass out
wheel
in
or
a car.
driving.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been horrible. Yeah.
I almost did a couple of times this weekend, but I was good.
It's really strange because you come back into clear focus like within a split second. Andy's very familiar with the condition, our good friend Andy, because there is nothing that hasn't happened to him. But yeah, it's really weird. I mean, down I went all of a sudden, and the second I hit the ground, I was fine.
All right. Well, enough of the medical hour. I'm just going to
Yeah.
express my concerns, and just hopefully you will get.
It's nothing favorable. Let's put it
Yeah,
that
yeah,
way.
no, no,
I would rather it never happened. That's for sure.
And again, because you did have these, underwent these changes in diet where all of a sudden you were cutting out the carbs. That's why it's just say,
That I
me.
didn't do too well on up until today. I had to
What
turn a new
happened?
page today. I just I was okay. I was actually because I wasn't eating that much. I did drop a couple of pounds. I'm going in the right direction, but I really turned on the jets today because I only have 2 weeks now left to the birthday.
Mm.
So yeah,
Well, I haven't-
but this diet is very healthy. So
No,
you're less inclined to have health episodes. So although any kind of radical change in your metabolism might contribute to something like that. I don't know.
And I meant to ask, because the beginning of last week, I thought I heard you say that you were going to give up gambling forever, and then by Friday's show, you were running off in the middle of the show to the windows to
Yeah.
the second race at Gulfstream.
Well, I was
how's
only
that-
kidding about the gambling, but I probably should give it up the way I've been going because again, it was a bet I didn't make that just absolutely
Oh.
frosted me over the weekend.
I had one of those this weekend, and it actually related to our contest because I gave out a horse that I liked in the contest race for the Gulfstream feature, and it was the Game Face Stakes. And I didn't like the heavy favorite. I liked the horse that was like the 3-1 in the morning line, went off closer to like 9-5, but Flakes, the number 7 horse, and I just said,
As
you
in
always go with-
frosted.
Yeah, Frosted Flake. I always go with the food angle. I also happened to look at the race and I liked the horse's style. And sure enough, he came from off the pace and he won. And so we have 5 contest winners in the hat right now.
Oh yeah, okay. Good.
So 5 people correctly followed me and my choice, which tells you what kind of that's the birthday luck was in play. I gave out a winning horse. Did I bet it? No, I started betting like all kinds of boxes and trifectas on Saturday when I was also off having a cultural day. I went up to the Norton Museum in West Palm Beach for the first time. I was not
What
at the
possessed
races.
you to do that?
Well, it's a good influences on me, and it was a rainy day, and we ended up.
Oh no! Don't tell me.
Well,
This is like when Lubie started going to NASCAR events because he was dating a woman who liked NASCAR.
well, it's not.
You're going to
NASCAR.
museums now,
The
man?
Norton.
Come on.
I've always been a very culturally attuned person, Defo.
When was the
And-
last time you went to a museum of that type?
When I was up in New York with my daughter.
How old were you? 12, 13?
No.
When was the
No,
last
it's
time
not.
you went?
Well, it was either that or the Broadway production of Beetlejuice that's at the Broward
Right,
Center.
that's a
now.
scratch. You couldn't take her to the track? Come on.
No, I could do whatever I want. It was my birthday, but
Your birthday, and you got roped into going to a museum?
All right.
This must be some woman. I can't wait to meet this girl.
No, it was a nice day. Originally, I intended to gonna go
Stumbling
to
now. You're
Delray
stumbling.
Beach. Well, it's hard because one day
Take her
it's
to
like-
Dada, have the dates. And,
No, I don't want
call
the
it a
dates
day.
at
yeah.
Dada. I don't like the dates at Dada. I do
You're
love
the only one. You're the only one that doesn't
everything
like that. Yeah.
that Tom T ended up slaughtering me and us. And she was Tom got to meet her on Saturday. And
Oh,
he liked her
nice.
because
Yeah.
she ate well. And
Did you do the thing with the muffaletta where you go ahead and put the whole thing in your mouth at once?
There was no muffalettas on the menu on Saturday. There were actually no poor boys where he was. I'm going to give you the whole recap. I got to give you the eating recap in a minute. Let me take another sip because now I'm getting a little flustered. But
this is a marathon, though. The eating binge that you were on over the weekend.
Oh yeah, I've got a list.
It was legendary.
Okay,
I believe so.
Let's do it this way. Let me take another sip of my martini. Okay.
Do we get our winner? You tease that we have 5 ties, so let's
get the winner.
Let's do something first. Yeah, let's get the winner out of the way. And again, the restaurant, I was going in the Father's Day theme, and a place that basically Ernest Papa Hemingway put on the map in Key West. The restaurant was Sloppy Joe's, and a lot of people got that. Unfortunately, one of the people who picked the number 7 horse Flakes at the Gulfstream feature race had the wrong restaurant and put Hemingway's. There is no Hemingway's in Key West. It's Sloppy Joe's.
That was your big clue. Was the first clue with Hemingway.
Yeah. So, but there are 5 in the hat who also picked the number 7.
There's no Hemingway's in Key West? Nobody ever opened up a Hemingway's? Come on.
Not that I know. There was a Hemingway's restaurant for a long time in Hollywood that then moved for a little stretch to Dania, and then it went out of business. But there was, as far as I know, no Hemingway's in the Keys or Key West. So, and again, number 7 Flakes was the winner, and we have 5 in the hat.
Any repeaters in there?
Oh yeah. A couple of shows. One of them is watching right now. Eric is in the hat. We're gonna see what happens. Let me see. Let's get the hat here. We got 5 in there. Here we go. I'm picking one out. And the winning person is, he's a regular. He's been in the hat a lot. Paul Freitas.
Congratulations.
Freitas. Paul Freitas. He's been in the hat numerous times. First time winner. And Eric, keep trying. You're coming really close. But Paul Freitas, congratulations. You have won brunch for 2 at fabulous 10 Palms. At Gulfstream Park, and we're going to be continuing our relationship with them apparently all summer long, all year long, because Joe Beja is taking great care of us, and they had over, I think, almost 1,000 people for Father's Day yesterday, so for their enhanced buffet. And, we just keep getting great feedback from everybody. The people, contest winners who go are having a good time. Other people who have caught wind of this Sunday brunch buffet through the Let's Eat South Florida group have been going and giving positive feedback. And that's exactly what Gulfstream wanted, is to get some new blood in there. People who might not even have realize that it was there, and that's an option for a great Sunday brunch buffet, and you get some races to go along with it. If you're so inclined, you can bet a couple of shekels and come out ahead of the day, and I know a couple of our winners have done that in the past, so that's all good stuff. So congrats to Paul. And all right, you want to hear, this is, and it's not over yet, this is the sixth part, but my eating orgy. My eating orgy. Yeah, I started, I guess it's even a little bit more than a birthday week. It's now almost a birthday fortnight, but it kind of started with the Belmont Stakes Day, good racing festival day, when I went to the Taste of New York at Gulfstream on the 3rd floor there. Lubie, of course, stiffed me, but left me with the professor, who was a great date. Great,
a lot better company than I am.
And I also went with my poker buddy, Dan, and congratulations to Dan. He had a big score. He ended up chopping the Friday night tournament at Dania. It was $25,000 prize pool last week. He got 6,500, 65, 6 dimes, as you say, and a half. So he's a happy camper this week. But anyway, that's where it started. And then I ended up, at one point, I had Jackson's. I had a little bit of I think it was a pint of ice cream for National Chocolate Day. Then I had Tropical Acres last week. I forgot who I met there. It was somebody, and we had a great surf and turf. Oh yeah, my college buddy. Yeah. Then it was Talia's Tuscan Table, and boy, that place really blew me away. Those, forget V&S subs, which has been a long time favorite by a lot of people, but Talia's, you go in there, you get some of those subs. It's not, you don't have the crowds or the lines, and you can just kind of make your order in advance. And we're going to be back there, right, Lubie?
Possibly next week. I'll try and confirm this week, but possibly.
Okay, that would be great, especially if we could meet up and chat with Dusty May. Is hopefully going to be joining the lunchbox table. Then, of course, Bonnie invited me over for a home cooked meal that night, and she made sausage and peppers and some other stuff. and her homemade brownies, which are excellent, by the way. Then there was Deccan Spice and Thai Spice. Followed it was back to back. That was craziness. That was just I did what you call the bang bang, where I had. I thought I restrained myself that day. You said I ate a bunch
I mean,
at
compared to
Deccan
us,
Spice.
he and I barely ate
Yeah.
anything. You did not barely eat.
Then I went into Thai Spice, and I wrote about my Thai Spice experience yesterday. And I went with Hui from Kaizen because he's been going there for a little bit. He likes it, and the owner of Thai Spice, Michael Tatton, has been a regular customer lately of Hui at Kaizen at the sushi place. So they have a nice little chef bromance going on. And Hui said, "I'll take you there for lunch. You got to get there." And I went there, and man, that was one of the best steaks I've ever had, and, I don't know how I ate it all. I don't know how I didn't just, uh, what is it called? Something like
That's
that? I should have just I should have just fallen face down after that one. I had a couple of drinks, and that was after Deck and Spice, and then I had, like, 2 desserts they threw out after having, like, 6 entrees. I did take home a lot of leftovers. Then there was Bamboo Beach the following day, and we had a nice feast there. Then the following night, my daughter took me out to Kaizen for a big sushi omakase feast, and she paid my way. And Kui is nice enough to pick up Natalia's tab because he knows that she's saving up for a car. And then after Kaizen, we went for dessert at this place called the Peach Cobbler Factory out in Pembroke Pines, where their specialty is all these kind of peach cobblers with these various toppings, and then also banana pudding with all these toppings. So we had a banana pudding with Nutella and a peach cobbler with caramel apple. That was after the sushi feast. Then I had Grandpa's birthday day began with me picking up some bagels and fresh sliced Nova lox and meeting up with my new friend. And we had a bottle of champagne and some bagels and lox before heading up to the Norton Museum. And we thought we were going to go to the Murakami Gardens and Museum, which is kind of, have you ever been there west of Boca and Delray Beach?
That's not my thing.
I'm talking to Defo. I
I'd
like
be more likely to go to the Palm Beach Kennel Club than I go to Murakami.
Well, we
Gardens.
passed. So Murakami, it's a fascinating place because it was like this farmland that was a Japanese farming community that was started by this guy. I think his name was George Murakami in the early 1900s, and then he bequeathed the land to the county, and it was basically all the farmers there. They were during World War II when our government rounded up and actually imprisoned or interned a bunch of the Japanese. The whole community got disrupted, and then it kind of I don't know if it came back after that, but when Murakami died, he donated the land to Palm Beach County. They turned it into this park and gardens that has this beautiful 1-mile walking path. I thought I was going to go there because I find it very peaceful and relaxing. But of course, it was a very stormy day. So we headed up to this Norton Museum, which very impressive. It was basically renovated, and they added on to it a couple of years ago. And Defo looks thrilled by this, but they have an impressive
I don't know where
collection.
the story ends. So.
it. Sounds beautiful to me. Judy's saying that
It ends with more food, okay, but it was much to our surprise and happy surprise. They were having a Juneteenth celebration where it was free admission and free parking, and free is me. So it was great because we got into this museum. They had all these kind of activities with people from the community and some marching bands, drumline bands. They had a whole bunch of kids painting and doing some art, hands-on art, and then a bunch of local vendors that were out back in the sculpture garden and selling food and some of the things like Caribbean cuisine and soul food, and it was great. But the collections that they have there, everything from like 15th century art, like some of these Italian and Flemish, and then they have English portraits. Gainsborough, they have some Gainsboroughs. They have Picassos and actually Monets. Also, they have a very impressive collection, and now they've been getting bequeathed by a lot of these rich Palm Beachers a lot of more modern art. So. I would recommend anybody who's into culture, not for Defo, but maybe for Lubie and Shirley. I would definitely recommend a day at the Norton. Within like a 1-mile distance of it, there's these 3 new barbecue joints that have opened up in the last year or so. we didn't go to any of them, but I want to go back up there and hit all three in a bang, bang, bang. But there's a place called Tropical Smokehouse that's gotten a lot of good buzz, and actually a James Beard Award nomination for the chef Rick Mace, who runs it. New place just opened called Austin Republic. That's about a mile south of the museum. It's by chef Jimmy Strine, who I know well. And then another place called Pig Beach, which is an outpost of a place that opened up in New York that's gotten really good reviews. And they opened up this outpost in West Palm Beach, I think, like a year ago. So 3 good barbecue spots for people who into the barbecue. I think that was a topic of discussion on the Let's Eat group this week. But I haven't been to any of those 3, but it's on my list. I have them in my sights. So that's going to be for another return visit to the Norton, which Defo will never set foot in, but close to the Palm Beach Kennel Club, too. So you can check out the barbecue joints if you ever go play the dogs or the pony. They don't have dogs there anymore.
Dog racing is not a thing anymore.
No more. No more.
Our state.
So,
Simulcasting only.
yes. So anyway,
No, it's on a street, though, that I always love making that turn on Belvedere Boulevard. I love a street named after a vodka. Speaking of your martini.
Belvedere Vodka at Tropical Acres, half price at the happy hour, of course. We'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, Belvedere, we went down Belvedere to get to the Norton. Instead of going left to the dog track in the airport, we went right towards Dixie Highway. And then
your first mistake.
No, it was good. I felt good about myself. I felt like
it sounds like it. I mean, you've had some kind of epiphany. This is great. Like I said, whenever a woman completely changes a man out of his own element and gets him to do things that he otherwise would never do, that's a good sign, I guess, in the beginning.
Yeah, get out of your comfort zone. Do a couple of new things.
Nah, but it's a phony thing. You didn't really want to go. I mean, come on.
No, I did. I like art.
Okay.
No, but then go
to the art museum there that Steve Wynn has at the Bellagio. That's a phenomenal collection he has. Other than that, I mean, why would you go and look at some paintings?
Actually,
hey, look at that.
She was telling me about the only museum where you're allowed to bring a beer in, because we did go to the bar and get a drink at one point because we were getting a little bit thirsty, the bar that they have at the Norton.
Yeah.
But she was telling me the only place that you're allowed to actually bring a beer into the museum with you as you're watching the art, I think in Las Vegas, it's the Mob Museum. It's like,
all right, that I'd be inclined to maybe visit for a half an hour.
That was
in between sessions at the track.
But anyway, we passed up on all the barbecue and we went right to Nobo Brewing in Boynton Beach on the way back, and stopped and saw Tom T, who was there, and he just slaughtered us. He set out all these different bowls of the red beans and rice, the jambalaya, his gumbo yaya that has the chicken and the sausage, and he also did this crawfish and crab etouffee. He didn't give it to us with any rice. He put the rice on the side, and this was like having the flavors of it was so good. And she was very happy. She's a good cook too, and she was like, "Wow, this is the most, like closest rendition to New Orleans and Southern Louisiana cooking that she's ever tasted in South Florida." And I have to agree. And Tom then brought out the barbecue or the garlic shrimp, the steamed crawfish. He had a little bit of crawfish and some of the boiled crabs, and we were just just kept going. Oh, and then he sent out a plate of, he had pasta with tomato sauce with crab meat on top that you don't even have to mess around with pulling it all out of the shell. So it was pasta with crab. That makes me a very happy person. I love my pasta. So, and then he throws out the bread pudding with his white chocolate sauce, anglaise. A crazy meal. And we just kept going. And by the time that was over, I also almost had my syncope or whatever it is, just fell right on my face. Good stuff. Good stuff. And then, of course, yesterday came about. And yesterday was Family Day. And Michelle made her famous meatballs and spaghetti. And she also went to the trouble of getting a big, thick steak that she threw on the grill. And then she made eggplant rollatini. And then I picked up some shrimp for shrimp cocktail and steamers, the real Ipswich steamers from our friends at Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. And it was another feast. And my daughter brought the Fudgy the Whale from her Carvel store that supports her. So I don't know. I think I've just listed about 100,000 calories. I think
That was
One
his
for
one.
every member. I had a calorie for every member of Let's Eat South Florida. and I'm breaking into a sweat just talking about it. So let me have another sip of martini here. And that's good. And you know what martinis remind me of, Defo?
James Bond.
James Bond and Tropical Acres.
Oh,
I
there
guess
you go.
It's a good time for our first break. And tonight, they had a big day yesterday for Father's Day. I saw somebody posted on Let's Eat their beautiful piece of prime rib. And of course, people are chiming in about Tropical Acres and how some people have never been there yet. Some people have been there and just love it and swear by it. And I love it. I was there last week. You should go sometime soon, especially if you've never been there. And they're back tonight for their usual half-price wine night tonight, Monday and Tuesday. And, of course, half-price drinks in the bar every weeknight, Monday through Friday from 4:30 to 6:30. We love Tropical Acres. Defo, I don't know the last time you've been in there, but do you remember what you had? You had a little fish or?
What did I have? I had a lobster special last time I was there.
Yeah.
And it was great, too, because you're thinking, geez, 2 1-pound lobsters, that's not really going to be a ton of food. But I had to eventually take the second one home. I couldn't even finish it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
And, of course, I wasn't fooling myself like you were doing a couple of weeks ago with your keto diet. So, I love a lobster meal with a baked potato. I think it just goes together. It's fantastic. So I had a great time there. I love Tropical Acres. Always have.
No, and the Studiali family, Jack and his sons, Joe and Jackson, they will take great care of you there. You could go in any day, except now they're going to be closed Sundays for the rest of the summer, all the way up until Christmas time. But 6 days a week, 6 nights a week, you can get in there and get such great value, service, quality stuff. I mean, and as you mentioned, that twin lobster special, I think some of them, they're more than a pound. They're like go up to 1.25 pounds. And like you said, you have that with your side dish and your salad, you get more than enough food, especially for $39. You can't beat that kind of deal. That's why we love Tropical Acres, 2500 Griffin Road. Go there. They also have a butcher shop, so you could pick up some of their great the barrel cut fillets that I usually enjoy at the restaurant, but you can throw them on the grill for yourself at home. Butcher shop is open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Better yet, go in there and just enjoy a nicely served meal for yourself. Again, Monday through Saturday. Happy hour in the bar, 4:30 to 6:30. You'll find me there, usually once a week, and having one of their Belvedere martinis for $8. You can't beat that deal at happy hour. Tropical Acres, tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Terrific place. Always great. Good experience there. People say, oh, geez, it's all older people, but they have a great vibe in there. And always a great dining experience at Tropical Acres. More to come on Mike Mayo's Lunchbox in a moment.
Beach Cafe. It's a South Florida landmark, and it's one happy restaurant right on the water. Tables literally on the beach. A place where you could dip your toes in the sand, kick back, relax with island vibes, tropical drinks, and live music daily. You know it. It's at One Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. And of course, it has Chef Chris Nealon and his famed Caribbean Floridian cuisine. With a huge menu with something for everyone. Seafood, raw bar, conch fritters, burgers, sandwiches, salads, deli specials, and of course, that famous Bimini bread. They've got a great staff that'll take great care of you. There's something to celebrate every day. Open 7 days until late. Parking available on site. Happy hour weekdays 4 to 7 p.m. Go check out more at ArubaBeachCafe.com. Better yet, go in there yourself at Aruba Beach Cafe. Good food, drinks, friends, and laughter are always the catch of the day. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Do you like burgers? Do you like wings? Do You like late night food and sports on big screen TVs and cold beer and friendly vibe and great people? Then you want to check out Shenanigans, 1300 South Federal Highway in Dania Beach. Go to Shenanigans, you get yourself all the good stuff, the fresh fish every day, the black and grilled wings, and of course, the kitchens are open late. Go there, tell them that the Lunchbox, Mayo, and Defo sent you. Mayo here for Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market. Since 1951, family owned for over 70 years, the home of freshness. I've been a customer for over 3 decades, and it's the place to go for poultry, steaks, meats, and of course, their unbelievable selection of fish and seafood. They've got it all: Key West pink shrimp, grouper, snapper, lobster, and of course, Florida stone crab claws of all sizes. Don't forget their famous fish dip and a full selection of prepared foods. It's located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, just across from the Seminole Classic Casino. Owner Doug Carter and crew will take great care of you. Make sure to check out their weekly specials and daily catch online at DelawareChicken.com. Quality, value, freshness, that's the Delaware way. Tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. Do you like pizza? Who doesn't like pizza? Well, my spot for pizza is the Pizza Spot. It's in that little bit hard to find Riverside Park neighborhood of Fort Lauderdale, but it's totally easy to love. It's at 601 Southwest 12th Avenue, New Haven style, a pizza from Wade and Reese. It's a lovely outdoor spot. You could also pick up pies to go at 754-779-7788, 754-779-7788. Again, they're open every day but Monday for lunch and dinner. Some of the best pizza I've ever had. Go to Pizza Spot. They also have subs, salads, and more. Tell them the Gambling Gourmet sent you. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, that's my spot. It's upscale food in a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. We're back on a lazy Monday, a little bit of I guess it is a holiday for some people, and it's Juneteenth. A little bit of mixed clouds and rain today near me. National Martini Day. I found my olives and gonna shake up a little more and pour off the rest. This is mostly water now, so it will have no impact on my performance, right, fellas? Yeah, I'll keep.
I mean, it couldn't hurt your performance. You've been sort of all over the place so far.
Okay, I need to focus, and I guess I forgot to mention that besides slaughtering us with the whole menu, Tom T also tried out a new dish on us. This like a poached oysters with some breadcrumbs on top, and it was also fantastic. So that oyster dish was great. And I forgot to mention that yesterday before the big feast at Michelle's, my daughter and I went for brunch or breakfast at Bake Shack around the corner. We had some great chocolate chip pancakes and some eggs and all that stuff. So, man, I'm just rolling along. Tonight I'm supposed to go out to dinner with Phil from the Visit Lauderdale Food Festival, and I'm also going to be running the Dine Out Lauderdale promotion that's coming in August, and we're going to be doing some work with them. So we're going to be mapping out a strategy and trying to get some restaurants signed up. Kaizen is on board for the first time. They're going to be taking part in the Dine Out Lauderdale. Good little omakase mixed sushi feast. That's going to be fun. And here, these olives have been sitting in my fridge for a while, opened in a container. Do you think they go bad? Or, I mean, they're firm. They're not mushy. They're not discolored. What will you do? Eat them or take a pass?
I don't think there's a statute of limitations on olives. Like there is some of the stuff in my fridge where there's no expiration date. It just says it's been 7 years. Time to toss this out.
A little bit mushy.
Yeah.
Let's see if it hurts me later. But
There
right now,
is a time span.
Just don't stand up quickly.
stuffed with jalapeno and garlic. Very good olive, by the way. Yummy. Oh, so this has nothing to do with food, but one of the birthday cards I received was from my cousin in North Carolina, and she sent a little note, and this is intriguing. She said that she was futzing around on a website called missingmoney.com, and she discovered that my father and mother had some money that New York State is holding from Bank of America, and this to me is like it's it's kind of great news. Like, how much is it? Is it $10? Is it $2,000? So I went on to the website this morning, and lo and behold, it's true. So I put in a claim in my mom's name. My dad is gone.
Your mom's here though.
Yeah, and my mom lives with me, and we're gonna find out what that brings. Has anything like that happened to you, where it's just found money?
That kind of stuff doesn't happen to me. No.
It's debt
If anything, my bank account will be cleaned out by the IRS, unbeknownst to me.
They're looking for you. You're not looking for them. Yeah.
the other way around.
There's no such thing in my life as found money, Mike Mayo.
Oh my god.
Well, this was odd, and I do appreciate my cousin Amy letting me know, and I'm putting the wheels in motion.
Are you sure this wasn't some bank in Nigeria that they had the money
Exactly.
for? Yeah.
It said Bank of America out of North Carolina, which is where their corporate headquarters is. And, I'm thinking it might relate to a home equity line that they had that we paid off when we sold the house, and maybe we overpaid by a little bit, or who knows. So
Could be a couple of $100 G's, man. That'd be nice.
I don't know about 100 G's, but a couple of $100 maybe. But then when I was poking around on the New York website, because New York State has, I just started punching in my name and my brother's name.
You did everything you could to make sure you got the money and not your sister.
No, it's not. I have no sisters.
Oh, whatever. I'm a cousin.
Well, I have one brother, of course, Burl.
Yeah.
But then I had my late brother, David, and apparently there's money in his name. It says from 2017, which is odd because he passed in 2009. So we'll see. We'll see what that's about too. But
it's another score.
Very strange stuff. But you know me, I am Florida man, scrounging for any loose nickel in every couch cushion that I could find. Still waiting for the flood insurance settlement claim. So anyway, any big eating? What did you guys do? You said you were at a cookout yesterday. Was that at your son's?
My son, very good cook, my son. Everything he does comes out great. Got a new grill. He got a new Weber grill
Nice.
at Home Depot, and they broke it in yesterday and did a great job. He grilled chicken, grilled a cut of steak he said he hadn't made before, but it was delicious, and I forgot the name of it.
Picanha, like that Argentine cut?
I'm not sure what it was. I don't want to say, and be dead wrong, but it was delicious. And he had a couple of other things, chicken sausage, grilled some vegetables up. So terrific time. Yeah, I had a great time at the barbecue. Once I came to, I was able to, naturally justify eating a lot. And so I did partake in all of that. And it was great. And then as a gift, got me a card and 3 knishes from Flakowitz,
Nice.
which is a very popular spot there in the Boca area. And
Yes.
always gets very favorable reviews, I believe, on Let's Eat South Florida. It seems to me the vast majority of people are fans of Flakowitz. And I would have to say, while it wasn't as good as the Grandpa's Knish, if you had to make a comparison, it was very good. And had you not tasted Grandpa's version of the thing, you probably would say, wow, this is among the better Knishes I've had here in South Florida. So that was it. But, I couldn't, I could only take one taste there. Otherwise, I was immediately going to screw up everything that I had been doing in a couple of days leading up to it.
All right. Well, and Flakewitz has more than one location. There is that one on the east side.
Oh, there is
on
more
Federal.
than one? Yeah.
Yeah, there's one up in Boynton, too, which is very
Okay.
popular with the best.
They
of
seem to do a
LA
good job.
pizza.
I've eaten there a few times. It's been a while since I've been in there, but they always had very good breakfast.
The bagels are fine.
Yeah.
I think they bake
I
them
think we
in
need to
house.
go in the search for the best breakfasts here in South Florida. No?
Oh,
Shouldn't we have a little campaign going?
If you're into breakfast that much, to me, it's like eggs.
See, I love breakfast.
How do you mess up eggs? Or,
A lot of
what's the big
places
difference?
do. I mean, radically different
I like
job in terms of
That's
serving
true.
breakfast. Yeah.
That's true.
Pancakes. Like different
Bake
pancakes.
Shack
Definitely a
does-
big difference in the breakfast places. A lot of good ones, but some are really exceptional. So
No, and I know you mentioned Elsie's Place, which is no longer with us. Are they still doing it out of?
I believe so. Yeah, I haven't been in there since.
Old
And
Munch?
I haven't seen anybody, from the family there to let me know. But I want to say yes. They're at Checkers Old Munchin.
on
And
Atlantic.
I think they're doing the full menu that they used to do at the Cypress Nook, which was among the best breakfast places I've been to in the country. I really enjoyed the Cypress Nook. I thought they were great. So
Yeah,
if that's
nice.
available again, it should be calling my name.
No, I would have thought by now that you would have gone to Checkers and checked it out because I thought that they brought back the staff and the breakfast menu from Elsie's from the
Okay.
Breakfast Nook. So
That was such a great place,
How about
and one of the few places I would wait an hour, to go ahead and have breakfast.
I'll tell you some of my breakfast spots besides Bake Shack. And Keith there makes great pancake batter. So the pancakes there are excellent. Besides all the baked goods, the donuts, the apple fritters are great. But they also do these breakfast wraps, and he does this breakfast on this unsweetened sandwich of egg and like bacon on an unsweetened donut that he slices in half. That the kids seem to love. I don't love it that much, but he's got some good stuff. Southport Raw Bar does breakfast now because they have a full bar, and he does that eggs Benedict with the spiced shrimp that they put on top with the hollandaise and bacon, and that's a good breakfast spot. There's a
Red
place-
Fox Diner, one of my favorite spots. If I wasn't going to the Cypress Nook, which has been out of business for a while, and haven't checked out this old Munchkin, or whatever it is, old Munchkin.
Munchkins, not Munchkins.
And that's a place that is extremely popular anyway. That German restaurant is
That place
always
is great.
packed.
Yeah,
a
you
lot
know
of
what?
people like-
I have not been in there, and I haven't been into the Ambry
Ambry's
in
good.
a while, and that's commercial, the Ambry, and then Atlantic up in Pompano is Checkers, Old Munchen.
Always jamming in that
yeah.
joint.
So,
Always jamming. So, yeah, but a Red Fox Diner, it's Deerfield Beach, and very good. I think
Well, if you-
it's Sample Road in Deerfield Beach, just east
Talking-
of Federal Highway.
Talking breakfast joints, the Olympia
Breakfast.
Flame Diner is
They were packed
open.
yesterday. I drove by there. They were packed.
Well, that's our friend Patty Miranda, the
Yeah.
big some member contributor to the Let's Eat group, and Patty and her family have been running the place for I think 30 years, and they used to do dinners and everything, but now they've cut back and have a little bit more quality of life. So they're open I think from like 6 a.m. to 2:30 in the afternoon. So it's breakfast and lunch joint, and that's a good breakfast spot. That's the Olympia Flame Diner there in Deerfield, just on Federal Highway south of Hillsborough. It's a great place for breakfast. It's kind of really hidden and odd, but it's up in Lake Worth, I believe.
Oh, that was that joint you went to, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And now why am I blanking on the spot? But it's in like the basement on the ground floor of this like retirement community, like a home for the elderly, but like past the woodworking shop and it's like this place that is, and why am I blanking on the name? Probably because I'm drinking a martini and my brain cells have been killing them all weekend. Lubie, you tell me about some of your breakfast spots, and I'm going to find the name of this place
Breakfast
because
spots.
it's so good.
Read the breakfast. I would honestly say Grandpa's to me is as good as any breakfast place.
Yep, excellent.
A lot of the bagels nowadays are just all cookie cutter, and I like that their bagels are a little different.
They're hand rolled. Yeah. They're not made by a machine. They actually have a guy come in and after the dough is kneaded in a big mixer, he takes it out and hand cuts it and whips. And that's why you get a little bit of differences in the size and the shape of the bagels. You can tell the machine ones because they're like perfectly symmetrical and they all come out looking the same. Even H&H Bagels, which is a famous New York place that's now, they announced that they're coming to Hollywood soon.
Is that Bagel Boss? I thought they were coming to Hollywood.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm getting all the New York places are coming now. Like H&H is coming to, I think, Boca or Palm Beach. And you're right. Bagel Boss is coming to Hollywood. And I look at their bagels and I see machine made. So, I guess not that there's
extremely popular, though. And there's a bagel shop on every corner on Long Island.
Yeah,
Bagel Boss ended up dominating that market.
Well, and also our friend Mark Goldberg, who is one of the partners at Grandpa's.
Yeah.
He is starting on his own. He's taken over the space on Oakland Park Boulevard that used to be Brown Dog Eatery, and then it was this craft deli for about a year or so. But he's taking over that spot, and he's bringing a Goldberg's Bagel Deli, which is his alone. Mark Fried is, I've heard, not partnering on that, but Goldberg's, which has several locations across Long Island, including the Hamptons, is going to be opening up a location later in the summer. I think he's trying to get it open in a couple of months, and that's going to be Goldberg's. So H&H, Goldberg's, Bagel Boss. I guess there's a New York bagel invasion underway, and fressers like us who like to nosh our bagels and lox in the mornings, especially on the weekends, we'll have to do a taste test and see which one reigns supreme also. But right now, I did bring, my new friend a bunch of the Grandpa's bagels with some of the fresh sliced Nova on Saturday morning. She had never had the Grandpa's bagel. She'd driven by it. She didn't realize it was like now a bagel shop. And she proclaimed it the best bagel she's eaten in Florida. She loved it. So,
That's my favorite bagel.
we do like our Grandpa's. So, and out west, there's a bunch of places. Marion's Bagel is out in Plantation and has a big following. I guess there's a place, Bagel Host.
For years, we've gone to a place called Bagel Host, not far from Piper High School in the Sunrise area. We've gone to that place for years. Yeah, there's a bunch of. I mean, in Coral Springs, there's like 3 or 4 of them that are actually Country Time Inn or something. Is a place that off of Wiles that my family's gone to for years, and Shirley likes it a lot. Original Pancake House is a place Shirley loves. And I think they have a couple of them, and there's one over in Coral Springs.
Oh, there's a bunch, yeah.
That place does a really good job. Those are the. And
what about the Egg and You on Federal Highway? Is that good?
I've never been in that place, and it's one place that's been around a long time. I don't want the egg on me, so that name always kind of spooked me.
Oh, and the Floridian was known for
its breakfast.
Of course,
Floridian has great breakfast. Lester's Diner, the original on State Road 84, has those big omelets. Oh, and the name of the place I was thinking of, Tom T chimed in. It's Clancy's Corner is the one that's tucked away in the basement, ground floor of that retirement apartment building. And they make some stuff there. They have the best sausage biscuit and gravy that I've had in South Florida, like really good. And then they also do this brisket. They do this like a brisket eggs Benedict. They smoke their own brisket in there. That's exceptionally good. And then they do these like fried little, kind of like a Zeppeli thing, but it's like cornbread. It's like fried cornbread that they dust with powdered sugar, and you can dunk it in this syrup stuff. It's They have one of the more original and unexpectedly great breakfasts for being in such an odd location. So it's one of those places, it's worth a drive, even if you have to go there for like 40 minutes or so, just to check it out one time. Clancy's Corner in Lake Worth. So that's our breakfast discussion for the day. And yeah, I have cobwebs in my head. It feels like it's breakfast. It feels like I need another cup of coffee. Instead, I'm going to be sipping my martini for National Martini Day, and going to be singing the praises of Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood. Again, got in there on Saturday morning, picked up a bunch of great stuff for the Father's Day feast. Those steamers, the Ipswich steamers that you just kind of rinse and steam, and then you dunk them in some sweet clarified butter. That was good. We're going to be there Thursday to get ready for the 4th of July holiday, which they're going to be celebrating with us. We're going to cook up some Wagyu beef hot dogs. We're going to have some of the brisket blend burgers, and maybe we'll throw a couple of shrimp on the Barbie. Some of those Key West shrimp are so sweet and delicious. Delaware Chicken and Seafood Farm is open 7 days a week, and they are at DelawareChicken.com is the website, so you can check out the weekly specials, the daily offerings, their seafood selection. When I walked in there Saturday, my mouth was open. I wanted to buy half the store, but I was very focused, and I just got the 2 items, reasonably priced, walked out of there with some of the great, freshest, already pre-cooked shrimp for the shrimp cocktail, and again, a bunch of these clams. And I was out the door $40 later. It was great because big, enough to serve 5 people for 2 appetizer courses. That's the kind of value you get at Delaware. Owner Doug Carter and his crew, the managers Jose and Gene, they'll take great care of you. Go into Delaware, 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, across from the old classic Seminole Casino. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you.
Looking forward to being out there again. They have done a dynamite job for us, and never ceases to amaze how every trip we've made out there, it seems like they've outdone themselves from the previous one, which was also great. All right, coming back to wrap up today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox, a holiday edition, in a moment.
It's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices, served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks, they're open every day but Tuesday. Go in there on a Wednesday. They got buy one, get one on cheesesteaks from 5 to 8 p.m. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 and the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6. The early bird special runs from 4:30 to 5:30, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. We're back on the Lunchbox. I'm munching on my last olive in my, it's mostly water now. That was all water. That's second glass. That's what I'm telling myself. Man, I am unfocused today. I think it might, this is what happens when you like put 20,000 calories along with all other kinds of intoxicants in your system over a 48-hour period.
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'm just thinking about the eating I did, but it's so funny because I thought we did a lot this weekend. And I feel like we didn't do it. I'm like Friday, we went to this place out of nowhere in the promenade over here on Wiles, that because there's a lot of places, they all were packed. This one place, this Italian place, was empty, and it was actually spectacular, like truly Italian, which out of nowhere, there was barely anyone in it. And we went, Shirley, a couple of her friends, and me, and it was amazing. Like, it was great.
Wait, Coconut Creek?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been doing some work. Doug Zeif is the owner, and he started this place.
You should talk to
them.
They may need our help, because there used to be a place called Chow, and I guess
right.
It's already in
Chow wasn't that great.
I'm not gonna look. You can say whatever you want. Shirley and I are usually not jump out of the chair when it comes to Italian. Like, she's a very tough critic. They had this pear pasta that was amazing. It's a small portion. But again, it's rich. It was really in a gorgonzola cream sauce, and it was amazing. They had a short rib ravioli that her friend got that was in a heavier cream sauce. Unbelievable. They have these pizza.
Oh, good. I'm glad. But you said it wasn't. It seems like it gets lost in the crowd because there's so many Italian restaurants around. But it's an inventive menu, and his concept is he wants to kind of expand nationally. Doug is one of the guys who was on board the management team of from the beginning, and helped expand it to what it is today. He has the same thing in mind for this truly Italian concept, and it has some very good food, and he's trying to make it affordable. So it's like smaller portions or some like bare bone pasta that you could do the add-ons, but he wants to start the pastas at like $12, and he has all kinds of deals and specials. I've been in there a couple of times. He does this thing. Did you try the stuffed garlic rolls with mozzarella and some other things? They call them matzo balls, like instead of matzo balls, but like mozzarella balls.
That was the thing. It was like a stuffed pizza. It was amazing. Like,
I love that. I think it's great. It's a great dish. Yeah, and I wrote about that on Let's Eat one time after I was in there, and I tried it. But yeah, really good. It's a it's a twist on the garlic rolls. I have seen it at some other places now, but Truly Italian was the first one that I saw it at, and it's great. It's a great little appetizer. You dunk it in the sauce. It's like having a mini calzone.
Yes.
Calzones are way too big, and you load up on that. You can't have anything else. But these matzo balls, you split it with a group of 4 people. You have one each, and it's like, oh, perfect little appetizer bite. So
It was great.
there you
So we
have
went
it.
there, and then Saturday, a friend of mine, her kid was graduating, which is crazy to me to have a friend that already has a kid graduating college,
Yes.
high school. And they did a whole thing because it was like worlds colliding. They did a grilling with hamburgers and hot dogs, and then her ex-husband's wife is Peruvian, so they had the hagaína, the papas de hagaína, and they had the chaufa, and then they did cow heart. So it was like all over the place.
Oh, the antichucho or
Yeah,
something that's called. Yeah, yeah,
skewers,
yeah,
marinated.
yeah, antichucho.
So then yesterday we were with her family. We went to your favorite place, Ocean One, and then
Ah,
we went back here and we did a grill out at my house with burgers and hot dogs. So I was actually impressed with myself. When I
yeah,
heard whatever the hell you did, and then I was like, oh, okay,
Well,
I'm never gonna.
I'm not normal, and mine is continuing because actually I'm going up to Dickstein's now up in Delray, and I think he's going to bring a whole bunch of pizzas. We got a work session that we got to do this afternoon. Then I'm going out with Phil tonight. I don't know where yet. We haven't picked a lot of places are closed on Mondays. I got to come up with a list of like best Broward restaurants that are open on Monday. I mean, besides Tropical Acres and Cafe Seville, which are both open on Monday, but I'm going to Seville tomorrow with Bonnie and Joe C. And that's where I'm going to cap off the whole grand celebration. Stuffed veal chop. And then after that, you know what I'm going to do? Just going to wire my jaw shut and just kind of go on a liquid diet for about 2 months and just maybe gamble a lot because I'm done. I mean, I'm again, you can see that the fat cells are just floating around my brain. I can't talk anymore. I had no focus today. It's shameful, really, Defo. I would completely understand if you don't show up tomorrow. Because,
Who wouldn't enjoy this?
so it is I'm just at a source, but I seem to focus more better.
Mo better. You're Mo better.
When we go out to a road show, which this week is not going to happen until Wednesday at the earliest. We're trying to get confirmation. We'll go to Even Keel on Wednesday. Delaware Chicken, that is confirmed. Seafood on Thursday in Hollywood. Friday, we're always confirmed for Gulfstream Park because Defo and I just love it there. And Joe Beja takes great care of us. So we'll be back there Friday. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to do better. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Martini Day, everybody. And Defo, stay healthy.
I'm good.
Enjoy every sandwich.